Stop it.
That's not what I meant. You didn't water my plants, and you still haven't tossed that silly bit of priorities. Now I'll probably come back to a bunch of dead plants. Do it yourself! Let's keep going. Cliffside cabin. A wooden cabin on the edge of a steep cliff. It feels as though you could fall into the abyss at any moment. The bravest climbers choose to rest here, the last stop before reaching the summit. Oof. So based off what we've done before, it should again give us some options that we've already done in the previous two climb ups, I guess. You find a cluster of magenta berries by the ragged mountain path. They are the same as the ones you picked up from those fertile plains. I'll pick and preserve. Okay. These berries have become your rations. The altitude to which you can climb has increased once more. Ha! Advance. The lake ahead has frozen over. The icy surface doesn't look particularly thick. Treading on it could be risky. I'll make a detour because I'm paranoid. Good. After the snow and wind subside, the sunlight shines through the clouds and beams upon the snow. As you look up, you can see the clear sky far above. Stop and take in the view. Yay! Ah wait, not yay. That's a -3. Why? X told me to take in the view when I can. Oh. A gas stove designed for mountaineering has been discarded on the roadside. The remaining fuel could still last for a while longer. I'll say dry clothes. -2? Fine. I'm sorry I don't want him to get sick. I mean, he could still get sick from not eating, but you get it. You meet a uniquely dressed mountaineer on your way to the summit. She tells you that he lives on a nearby mountain and is extremely familiar with the local climbing routes. I'm just not trusting people that way. Like, I'd stay vigilant, but I know that the game is going to take more AC from if I do it. How about trade with him to keep it fair? Good. A Eurasian lynx appears not far from you, vigilantly watching your every move. Try to avoid it? I don't know how dangerous a lynx can be, guys. I won't scare it off. I'll try to avoid it. Oh, wait. That was a +3. You find a suitable location to set up a camp. Just as you prepare to rest, a strong wind mixed with hail blows in. Run for cover, I guess. Okay. At least I got forget-me-nots. While walking through the snow, you stumble over something. After digging around the feet, you uncover decaying remains. Ow. Avoid disturbing the remains. Oh my goodness, but this took me way down though. Can I do it? Advance once more and then safe retreat. Because I've reached it, but I don't know if I should stop here. So I've reached my goal, so I can safe retreat, yes. Yay! One who stole fire.
That's right.
As per the itinerary, it was supposed to be my final trek up the mountain. I'd locate my most crucial specimens and procure the ingredients for the potion my friend needed.
But...
However, things didn't go quite so smoothly. Oh, what up?
It is without doubt that...
I need to request permission to continue my ascent. If I can't find it at 2,000 meters, I'll keep climbing to 3,000 meters, maybe even 3,200 meters.
I must
find it. Please, allow me to look.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I understand the risks, but I'll devise a more detailed plan. Trust me. Did you just close it to his face?
Seems like...
Looks like I've come at a bad time. The observer finally spoke, having waited by the door for quite a while. No, it's nothing. Come in, Medicine Pocket. The office's young inhabitants gestured. A Medicine Pocket entered, shutting the door behind them. Your preparations didn't go well, huh? I heard you didn't find what you needed on the mountain. Am I greeting? Did you find it?
Found it.
Yes, it's right here. Ezra placed the sealed acrylic box on the table, containing the Pinguicula alpina inside.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
At least we've got some good news. I brought gloves. Let me just check. Medicine Pocket placed a large white box beside the acrylic one and slipped on a pair of plastic gloves over their own pair.
Uh-huh.
That ought to do it.
What is this?
Medicine Pocket, is this box your field toolkit? Yup. Your room's mine now. I'll be doing my experiments here. What? Test tubes, steering rods, and a recorder clattered at Ezra's desk. The uninvited guests pulled over a chair and began their experiment as if they owned the place.
Oh.
So you're here to talk me out of it too? Ezra lowered his head, fingers intertwined.
I know.
It's risky, and maybe irrational. I faced opposition from the start, but...
Hey, stop it.
Hold on. Now think hard. Have you ever needed to caution me? Even once? The dilution flowed from one test tube to another, dividing evenly.
And you, my friend.
If you aren't a boring lecturer with a rusty old brain, then I, as your friend, certainly am not that kind of person. I don't think I've ever seen them this angry before. Look at their eyes. I've gotten many things from you, all incredibly dangerous. But you handed them over because you knew, mad as I am, I'm a sensible madman, and I would never throw away my life, no matter how much of my health I risk doing these experiments. This is interesting. Based on how much they test on themselves, Medicine Pocket, I thought they didn't really care about their life, like, for science, you know? I'm doing this for science, so this doesn't matter. But apparently they're more sensible than they like to look. Like, yeah, sure, I'm doing this for science, but it's not like I'm gonna go out there and lose my life. You know, I'm taking risks, and you're taking them too.
That's right.
You're right, Medicine Pocket.
But...
Sorry, I got to interrupt you. Why the syringe? Huh? Expelling air from the syringe, the scientist looked up, mouth open, in a questioning expression.
And then...
Come on, I just said you've never cautioned me, and now you're telling me to be careful? No, this reagent isn't safe to inject. So you added Pinguilla alpina to the dilution. Could cause an allergic reaction. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. Rolling up the sleeve, they exposed their own arm. Medicine Pocket located a vein and skillfully administered the injection.
Ugh.
Here, my moral compass doesn't allow for a medicine beneficial to some but toxic to others. Ingenious that I am, I've improved the formula. Oh, so they make it look like they're actually doing risky things, and sure they do, but perhaps they take too much care of the formulas they use to themselves that they're pretty sure they're gonna succeed before actually trying everything they make on themselves. Ezra stood, went around, and adjusted the chair for their friend. Don't move, just relax.
Don't worry.
Here, put your feet up on the desk.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Just a bit dizzy. My mind's clear. You can continue talking. The young scientist squinted, rocking the chair. They still remembered that this conversation wasn't just about Pinguicula alpina. Remember the past? When we first met? Ezra brought a chair and sat beside Medicine Pocket. Back then, you told me about your family. About the story your mother used to tell you.
Huh?
Oh, that story.
Is that...
Was that the story about the snow-capped mountain?
Yes.
That's the one. A tale about a climber and the stars up on the snowy peaks.
I know.
I remember the main character. always climbing just to find a star and bring it down to heal all the world's wounds. But the mountains were so high, the snow so deep, the freezing peaks knocked him down time and time again. He tumbled down into the snow countless times, until he eventually looked like a snowman. A tragic tale, kind of like Prometheus stealing fire. Medicine Pocket coughed under the breath, their words coming slower. But the climber made it in the end. The star fell down to the people, and all the pain and suffering disappeared. But he, well, ended up nothing more than a snowman. But he succeeded, and the star wasn't out of reach anymore. It belonged to the people. I love that story. It's just so heartwarming and touching. And I mentioned my family, my parents, right? But what I failed to mention was, once I stumbled upon a hefty book tucked away on the highest shelf in my house. It was our family history. In it, I saw myself, my folks, grandparents, and faces I'd never laid eyes on, my great-grandfolks, even older generations in distant family I never knew. Until, on the last page, surrounded by white flowers, a tiny figure was scarcely visible. They were Leontopodium nivale, also known as Edelweiss. Oh, so he's after an Edelweiss. It grew up there on the snowy peak, blended in almost perfectly.
I know it.
It is called
the Alps.
Sorry? I ruined his line.
Fine. I see.
Oh. Well, now I get why you're so fixated on it.
It is a place more distant than the farthest north, situated on a mountain where humans and arcanists coexist. In this place, there is no unrighteous conflict or death.
A perfect world. No conflicts, no struggles, no deceit, no pride, no hate. Not like down here. Ezra's hands clasped together. His voice was like a snowflake drifting down onto heavy snow.
It's
my dream. But it's a miracle, one that feels so far out of reach. Medicine Pocket's chest rose and fell, the breath steady, but drawn out.
But
I'm not the same anymore. I've seen how flames ignite and how miracles unfold.
I think
I can chase miracles too. I can make the impossible possible. Okay, so ever since we met Ezra, I thought that because he's a researcher, he would most definitely be doing things that are risky while researching stuff, okay? But truth be told, he was dealing with only mushrooms, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm not really good with plants or anything, so I don't know, or fungi, but I believe that mushrooms usually grow in forests. Like even on mountains, they're inside forests and they don't really grow at such high altitude. So I'm guessing that while he was fascinated with mushrooms, because he found that Edelweiss, it was always in the back of his head that he wanted to try for something like that, but it was more dangerous than anything else he'd done, and he's also a child, let's be real. So obviously he held back, and then after meeting Spathadia and seeing the whole thing that happened with the Uluru Games, he got the strength and courage, if you like. He became more determined, perhaps inspired, to finally go after that one thing that was more dangerous to do. Just to perhaps find his own roots, because Spathadia too was trying to understand her own roots after realizing that, hey, that thing you're seeing in your head is actually not illusions, they're actually your memories, things you experienced in a past life. So maybe he's looking for his own past as well, and seeks a specific answer from the Edelweiss, because I don't understand why it would mean so much to you to chase after a flower you saw in a photo album if that flower didn't mean something to your family, or if you're looking for answers, like I said. Well, we'll see. The boy, still brimming with youth, whispered to himself, his sleeping friend's head tilted to the side. Across from him, on the table, 2 test tubes sat side by side. One empty, the other full, and an open syringe lay quietly beside the full one. I'll climb those towering peaks. It was as if a door had been opened.
I will
pluck down the sparkling stars. Huh. Are we not going to worry about the fact that actually Medicine Pocket fell unconscious? They said it was okay, but it was still a risk, and they fell asleep, I guess? Okay, so there are two ways to take that. Maybe I'm stupid. You know, I've told you before I'm slow, okay? But what I understood from this was, when the three scientists were talking about Ezra, a Medicine Pocket said in the end, "But I am." When X mentioned I'm not that of a heartless scholar, a Medicine Pocket said, "But I am." My first thought was, are they feeling bad because the others actually helped the boy so far and they didn't? But I quickly brushed it off, okay? I really quickly brushed it off because I realized perhaps he really wanted to go after Benefit again. But it appears that the specific thing Medicine asked for was to create something that would aid Ezra's journey beyond what he managed to do. Medicine didn't know what Ezra wanted to do on the tops of the mountains besides, you know, collect some plants and, you know, herbs for his exhibition. But regardless, they knew of a way Ezra could actually go beyond the altitude he actually had arranged with the rest of the Foundation to do, or Laplace. So it wasn't actually get up there and get me that so that I make this for me because it's something I'm working on. They did say it was for a project, right? They did say it, but in the end, Ezra, it was left for us to believe that he actually took the other tube with him and used it to keep going higher and reach the top of the mountain, right? So I don't know exactly if Medicine Pocket actually did this because of that project, as I mentioned, or that was an excuse to not admit that they had a way to help the boy, because we know Medicine Pocket is not very emotional, okay? So I don't expect them to be like, okay, fine, I'll help you, here's this method, I know you could handle harder temperatures and go higher or whatnot. Do I make sense? I hope I am. Like, I hope I'm giving you the mindset I'm having right now, that they actually intended to help, but without admitting that they're helping and just saying, oh, I'm actually working on something for myself. And by also testing it in front of them this quick shows that because they know Ezra is in a hurry and has to reach that top mountain before the exhibition, you know, starts, because I believe he has a deadline for the exhibition. They tested it right away inside Ezra's office, lab, whatever that was, and tested it on themselves to show the boy this potion, this whatever that was, could actually help. And no matter what happened to Medicine Pocket, Ezra could take it and keep going high in the mountains. I don't know, it looked like they actually did it to help Ezra and not because of that secret project they supposedly had. I'm very satisfied with this story when it comes to Medicine Pocket. Let's move on though, because I'm blabbering a lot. Horn of the Summit. This long journey is nearing its end. The unbroken ridges flow on like ocean waves, and in the distance, the sound of a blowing horn seems to be welcoming brave climbers and returning travelers alike. Let's go. A glacier topples with a deafening crash, blocking your path forward. Find another route, duh. -5 for real? You expect a little boy to persevere against that? Well, I'm sorry for thinking logically here. I'm sorry I'm on protective mama mode all the time. Walking through the mountain pass, you find a sublime trekking pole in a crack in the ice sheet, but its owner is nowhere to be found. I don't know, would I take it? Me, I wouldn't, but let's be selfish here. I'll take it. -2, of course. A gas stove designed for mountaineering has been discarded on the roadside. The remaining fuel could still last for a while longer. See, I'll cook now. Thank you. You take a break at the large supply station. At such a high altitude, the stars seem almost within reach. I want to say rest, but I'm scared. Look up. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to update his gear. Oh no, please don't die. As you approach the mountaintop, the icy slopes become increasingly steeper, and the one before you now poses an extreme challenge. I'm taking a big risk here. I don't think I'll make it. Prepare. Oh. I don't think I'll make it. A masked hunter lays on his back, clutching a copper hand axe. His chest shows no signs of inhalation, and it seems clear that he has taken his last breath. Search for supplies, dude. Thank you. There's no time to bury somebody with this kind of cold, I'm sorry. Nature has taken over. You take a break at the large supply station. The stars seem almost with it. I should rest. Oh my goodness. 16? Oh. Walking through the mountain pass, you find a sublime trekking pole. Watch and wait! I don't know, I'm scared! Watch and wait! Oh my goodness. At least I got the Enderwise? No? I don't know. I'll redo this. I didn't update his gear, that's why that happened. And for making stupid decisions now. That's the last thing I remember clearly. After that, my consciousness, like young Ezra, became a snowflake lost in the mountains, vanished without a trace. Medicine pocket shrugged helplessly, palms open.
Oh, please.
Let it go. You left him a vial of a potion, your message was clear enough. When you woke up, what about the test tube? Was it still there?
Oh.
Of course not. Ezra isn't that naive. He lost Laplace's approval, which means he's without their technical support and backing. If you wanted to return to the mountain and climb higher and farther, you'd have to rely on my potion. You're pushing him into a dangerous situation. The young woman lowered her head, fidgeting with the cuffs of her uniform as if the fabric was itching her skin.
You shouldn't.
You're his friend. You shouldn't. As friends, it's only right that I help him any way I can. You do the same for me.
As far as I know.
What I know, earlier today an emergency team was sent to the mountain. Oh my goodness, I almost killed him, didn't I?
What?
To find Ezra?
Looks like...
I think so. But it wasn't Ezra who requested help. Did he pass out? Oh my goodness, I feel so bad.
What's with that look?
Why are you looking at me like that? He hasn't come back all night. It's about time to send somebody to fetch him. My potion can sustain him wandering around the mountain until he finds a damn Enderwise, but it's still an experiment drug. If he climbs too high, he might lose strength before he reaches the peak.
Wow.
Look over there! The lady's back! The child's exclamation interrupted the Laplace staff, and people in the exhibition hall turned to look at the assistant curator, wheeled the cart towards the center. Wheel a cart? Ah, oh my goodness.
What's that?
The young woman straightened up, fixing the microphone, dangling from her cheek.
We're terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
First, I must apologize to all our attendees. What? Guys, I feel so bad. I killed him, didn't I? I'm afraid Director Ezra's speech has been cancelled.
Sadly.
Our new director is currently undergoing treatment at Laplace Hospital and unfortunately can't meet with you at all this time. However, Director Ezra still brings us an unparalleled piece of good news. A smile spread across her face. The black velvet covering the cage was pulled off, revealing the square outline of the terrarium underneath. Is that Ezra's mushroom terrarium?
Good job.
Huh. That's the Leontod podium alpinum. Oh my god, I heard he was looking for it, but I didn't think he could actually find it. Until now, no indoor exhibition has successfully displayed a live Leompodium alpinum. Even the World Plant exhibition held by the San Pablo Foundation only exhibited a preserved specimen. Academics once believed it couldn't leave the mountain. Am I dreaming? The audience erupted in awe, their sounds blending into a wave of excitement. People who had been lingering in front of various exhibits began to gather in the center of the exhibition hall. No one wanted to miss witnessing a miracle. What's that card? It's an introductory note, my dear. X bent down to shield the girl from being jostled by the crowd. Oh, X is so kind, though. Judging by the style, it feels like my friend penned this, the very person who found this plan, the curator behind this exhibition.
I know him.
My grandfather told me about him. The little girl made a mushroom shape with her hands in her head.
He sometimes wears a hat. A mushroom hat. I remember his hat.
I haven't talked to him yet, but I've always wanted to.
Look!
Maybe you can start by reading what he's written. It's right there. It was a paper note placed next to the terrarium. It had been soaked by snowmelt and then dried, slightly grayish in color, contrasting with the snowy white flowers like its dark shadow. X and the girl picked it up, and only then did people begin to notice it.
Leontopodium alpinum, also known as Edelweiss, is a plant from the Leontopodium genus, Asteraceae family.
Unlike other Leontopodium species, it mainly grows in high-altitude plateaus and mountainous regions ranging from 3,000 to 3,800 meters above sea level. It's highly flammable, making it an excellent kindling material, which is why it's known as a fiery grass. At the same time, its snowflake-like white color earned its nickname Snowdrop Flower. My mother introduced me to this flower. She told me that, in my hometown, it is a symbol of peace, stability, and genuine understanding. Legend has it in the snowy territories that this blossom belonged to a fabled kingdom, unseen and shrouded in perfection.
In that kingdom, there is no conflict. People love each other, respect each other, and treat each other equally.
Oh, it's also that, like, yes, I'm doing this for my past, but I'm also doing it for my future. Because he even wanted to share that message with Spathodea, that message of equality, no conflict, respect, love. So I believe that with this, he could even show Spathodea even more why he truly believed in that. So it's both. It's for both his past and his future. And the Edelweiss was the emissary of that kingdom, entering our world through cracks in the windowsill. Where the Edelweiss grew was on the borderland next to the ideal kingdom. The origin of the legend is uncertain, and the existence of such an unknown and unseen kingdom is yet to be proven. But undoubtedly, upon the Edelweiss rests the people's sincere hopes for peace, mutual understanding, love, and respect. And this truly is the theme of this exhibition. Those with eyes can behold the beauty of its flowers. Those with hands can touch the greenery of its stems. Those with blood flowing through the veins can walk. Those with beating hearts can love each other. From today, from this moment,
the ideal kingdom will border the soil beneath the snow-capped mountains. One single spark on the Edelweiss will spread and light up the sky.
I am so curious if there is a way to actually not reach that end and him actually showing up at the exhibition, or if it's just, you know, set in stone that whatever outcome you get from the challenge before that, he doesn't show up. Because I feel bad. I'm gonna try it.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I tried it again, and apparently it makes no difference. It's still the same ending, that they go to find him because he collapsed, I guess. So yeah, there is one ending. However, I do think they could play this with two endings, like if you failed and if you didn't fail, and yeah, sure, the exhibition still happens, but in one he shows up, in the other he doesn't. But I suppose it wouldn't make sense for the story he mentioned earlier that Medicine Pocket had shared with him about the dude that reached for the stars and then became a snowman. In a way, he still survived, like he didn't become a snowman. But still, I think they could play with a double ending there. I want to see what that achievement said though. Okay, this one. Watch all as the Driven Snowfalls chapters. A moral paragon and industry exemplar everyone could learn something from. Interesting. Even though I finished the story and failed the last climb in, I wasn't given this achievement, even though I watched all the chapters. I was given it after actually succeeding in it. Okay. Anywho, that was Ezra Theodore's side story. My thoughts. Well, apart from everything I've already said, I loved this one. It gave us so much on not only Ezra, but also our three scientists. We saw more of their personality, We saw what they stand for, and we also learned a little thing about their past. Okay, they didn't go real deep with Mesmer because there is a whole other section about Mesmer, I understand that. But they did tell us a few things about X, about his having grown up in an orphanage, and also about Medicine Pocket's mother. I don't know where I stand about the whole Medicine Pocket backstory, because their mother essentially gave them a way to treat something about him. I think it was a physical deformity. I think that's the correct term. So I don't know how Medicine Pocket feels about their mother in general. Maybe, just maybe, because my view on what happened to him has nothing to do with their view on it. Perhaps Medicine Pocket hasn't really changed his mind about their mother giving them away for something like that, because they do realize their mother did it for the best. And just as happy as they left, happy they remained, I believe, because they also found their passion, they learned so much, and now they're scientists in Laplace, you know? So yeah, we learned all that. The atmosphere was very beautiful, I believe, and we took it to something different. We went to snowy places, finally, but I believe that when we go to a Russian patch, we will see more of that. But yeah, I liked it. It was like a fairy tale in a way, for me, at least. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing, something I wanted to speak about. Time and time again during the Uluru Games videos and this one, I've spoken about where Ezra stands and what I think about it. I think that just like Arcanus, like Tooth Fairy, okay? He too wishes for equality between Arcanus and humans. And he goes out of his way to do things to make that happen, just like Tooth Fairy did, just like Carla did. I have this idea in general that all researchers and scientists in Laplace and the Foundation do value this, at least those we play, because we also have the NPCs that some of them are very selfish and put an Arcanist first and not really considering humans because they are, you know, considerate, but because they wish to remain strategic. But yeah, I'm glad we saw all this. I'm glad we actually saw a human working in the Foundation like that, and a child at that, because we also know the existence of Enigma. You guys probably know more than me because you search beyond the English version of the game. But yeah, this was our first human and our first researching scientist approach from humanity towards Arcanist in an Arcanist environment. I guess I could tell you that I liked that they used Edelweiss as the final goal, because I like Edelweisses as a symbolism. I've used it in my own work as well. So yeah, I like where they took it with the symbolism and reflecting that to the story. But yeah, that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope every character you wish for comes home before you know it. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!